Well, here's something slightly serendipitous. I've been making these videos from with the camera behind me, with the iPad behind what would be behind me now, trying to angle everything and getting really frustrated because I couldn't quite get the laptop in view. And this morning I slipped on our solid tile floor, wrenched my right knee behind me and my left knee behind me and my left foot. And with the illness I have, I can't bend the toes correctly. Well, those bent all in all different directions, and so did my foot. And so I can't stand on my left foot. I set up to film, and I realized, oh, I can't film that way, but I can film this way. And look at this. Now we can see the video. We can see the screen better, rather. The screen. While I get set up to do another profile. Now I've been doing artist profiles this whole time, and that's the plan, is artist profiles. This morning I'm going to be doing a profile of a drag artist I really appreciate for so many different reasons, more than surface level reasons. And that's always the point of any of my posts about me or about other people, is getting beyond the surface, getting down to the core. My last video I said deep, deep, deep about 1,000 times because I couldn't think of another meaning. What else to say? We're getting to the core and beyond of artists, performers, and people, and getting to the core and beyond the real roots and the grime of the work that I produce and other people produce. Not just the hows and whys, but something that just grabs at your nervous system and grabs at your soul. And so the person I really want to profile today is part of the drag community in Providence, Rhode Island. And when people say drag, we often think of just a fun night out for a few bucks, watching a guy in a dress prance around and be silly and sardonic and witty and lip sync. I have a deep respect for the drag community. I have a really deep respect for drag. Both drag queens and drag kings, women who present as men and perform as men, and vice versa. But to me, it's more than switching gender roles, more than just throwing on a tie or a dress and a big silly wig and lip syncing. It's so much more than that. And that's where my respect comes from. Not with all drag. Some drag is just, do I present well? Do I pass? It's still, for those people it's surface level. But for people like Yolandi Fizzure from Providence, Rhode Island, boy named Dexter, Yolandi and the other drag artists in Providence, they're using drag more as a social commentary and also as a reaction to trauma. Social trauma is how I see it. They're fighting against social trauma. They're raising social consciousness. These folks are deeply invested in equality for all. Equality, actual free speech, not the Fox version of free speech, but all free speech, religious freedom. They stand for and literally fight for freedoms in Providence, in Boston, and around. Wherever oppression is, and there's a gathering, you will find these faces. And today I picked Yolandi Fizzure because Yolandi has been deeply kind to me. There's many drag artists who have been kind to me, who are just as cognizant of the need for resistance fighting, even before Trump, but especially now. Pulp Friction, Lily Whiteass, drag names, Areola, Alopecia. Trying to think, who else have I painted? Complete Destruction. I can't remember if I said Complete first. I got into the drag community through Complete Destruction. I'm trying to remember, there are more names, but I get into the drag community because of complete destruction. This beautiful boy in high heels was walking by my space in New Bedford, and I stopped. I had Bugsy, and I stopped, and I said, "Those are the most fantastic heels I've ever seen, and you walk in them so gracefully. You're beautiful." And we've been friends since. I follow Complete on Instagram and Facebook, and this kid has introduced me to I don't know how many artists, and now I've got all these people coming to me and showing me what they do, and it's so exciting. And I wish I had more canvas all the time and more paint and more time to be able to paint all these profiles of really courageous, incredibly intelligent people, really intellectual performers, highly intellectual performers. I just don't. I need to be 6 of me and be able to get all the work done. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about Yolandi Fizzure, who's, I don't want to call them costumes because it seems belittling, but the acts that Yolandi presents are just incredibly intricate and high level. Some of them I look at as almost high couture, and along with many other people. But really, one of the things I appreciate most, again, about Yolandi is the activism. Yolandi is highly active against hate speech, deeply unafraid of showing up at any march or organizing a march or organizing groups to fight white supremacy, KKK, the extreme right groups, even as dangerous as these people are, deluded and dangerous as they are. Yolandi is right there. When the Pulse shootings happened, the murders happened a couple of years ago. Was it 2-3 summers ago? Yolandi was right there. Yolandi knew people in Pulse. Yolandi knew people who had been killed, and was a member of that community, as well as a number of other people in Providence. But Yolandi helped pull together a vigil within hours, and hundreds of people showed up. Yolandi fights for HIV rights and to help educate people. There's just so much this kid does. It deserves so much respect, and he's great at drag. Absolutely fantastic. This is actually one of my favorite outfits. I hope you can see it. Yeah, I love this outfit. I love the juxtaposition of the rough with the smooth, with the highly polished. There's all this highly polished jewelry, the hair, the makeup. It is just spot on against this potato sack. It's funny and it's intellectual. It's just high level of understanding of art that not a lot of people have. This is actually one of my favorite wigs, rather. This. Just presenting this, the potato sack again with the polished jewelry, but the wig, I don't know, there's something in it that sparks an intense need for me to paint and illustrate this kid. He sets off every neuron in my body. Every creative neuron in my body sets on fire, and I have a constant need to paint Yolandi's portrait over and over again. Plus knowing there's Visa. What a great what a great human being this kid is. Look at this. What we're looking at is something more than a man putting on a wig, or a young man putting on a wig. This is an absolute, complete, violent reaction to trauma in society and things that Yolandi sees as injustice. This is a middle finger to the world, and I love it to the core. I love and respect it to the core. Oh, just brilliant. Every outfit, every presentation is beautifully done. I want to see if I can pull up some other photographs, because there was a fabulous one that popped up a couple of days ago. Oh, Boston Free Speech. Oh yeah, going to be at Boston Free Speech. Okay, this is going to take a while. I probably should have had this all set up and ready. Where are we? There was one that was a profile pic that was just unbelievable. Nope, Jack, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, this is really clunky, and I apologize, but this is part of surfing the web, finding people on the web. Things are a little clunky, and things get stuck, and it doesn't always run right, and you get frozen. But this way also you get to absolutely experience the artist and see their page and find them on your own. Shit on a rope. Come on. All right, this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Let me see. There's the photographs. Where's the one I'm looking for? And still can't find it. But there's a tremendous amount of material on here. Look at this. Just constantly working. Constantly working on his craft. This is unbelievable. Yolandi is HIV positive, so he is active in yes. Okay. More coffee. Anyway, let's look for Yolandi on Instagram. I think I've said all the most important things that I have to say. She's available in many, many platforms, but these are the two that I look. Oh, there's my friend Dan. These are the two that I see the most. She's on, there she is on Instagram. She's on YouTube. People have videotaped her performing. There's my friend. There's my friend. There's Dexter, and there's Yolandi, the character Yolandi. One of the things I really appreciate about this kid is the tattoo he had done. He's got several tattoos. One on his hands that says "Drop Dead Gorgeous," spelling out on each finger "Drop Dead Gorgeous," and then the toxic waste tattoo that is in the center of "faggot" written on his tummy. When I say he's brave and courageous, I mean balls to the wall, nothing to lose, will fight you to the death for his right to exist and to perform his art. I am blown away by this kid. I keep calling him a kid because I'm 55 and I'm admiring a 30-year-old. Just genius, absolute genius. Anyway, oh my God, doing a take on Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus. Absolute genius. Anyway, Yolandi is currently Miss Gay Rhode Island, and I'll show you the portrait that I did of Yolandi. Let me pull that up. I've done several portraits of Yolandi. I'm just so enamored with him and with the act that she does. Just one moment, please. With the costumes, with the performance. Oh, sorry, I really was not prepared. There's Yolandi. In one portrait that it actually has four drag queens in it, drag artists in it. That's one of several portraits I've done. And this is the latest, a detail from the latest of Yolandi. As Miss Gay Rhode Island, and then our friend Ryan Welch as Mr. Gay Rhode Island. Which, how much bravery does that take? I don't think... There's just so much courage there. So much burning desire to exist and be the artists that they are, and to move us forward, help move us forward and make this world a better place and a safer place for people of all walks of life. To me, they deserve more respect than I think they get. But anyway, okay, I'm stumbling over myself again, and I've got to go get more ice for my foot. Oh, as I'm trying to get up and I'm trying to formulate this video, I'm thinking, these are people, the drag artists that I know, all drag artists. They fall and they fall and they fall. And they're pushed down by people incredibly stupid, myopic people. But they're pushed down and they push back against that trauma and get back up again and get back and fight for the right to exist, and they fight for the right for everyone else to exist and to be free, to actually be free. And that's what I mean by deserves respect. Anyway, I'm thinking they get up every day. They get up every day and produce their art, create their world. I can do the same. Okay, anyway, got to get more ice and more coffee. This thing, I can't walk without holding onto a chair at all. I've got a chair on either side of me while I'm trying to go into the bathroom. Time to get up and time to get to work. Ciao.